7 reasons your LEGO collection is losing value. Somewhere in a garage, a sealed LEGO box sits on a shelf, bought 3 years ago for $120. The collector who bought it was told, more than once, that this was an investment, that LEGO always goes up, that retired sets are the safest bet in the toy world. He checks the resale value tonight. It's listed at $94. This isn't a rare story. It's happening quietly across thousands of collections all over the world, and almost nobody selling that dream is explaining why it happens. So let's actually explain it. The first and most common value killer isn't scarcity. It's the illusion of scarcity ending. LEGO retires sets constantly, but themes don't die. When a set retires, the design often doesn't disappear with it. A year or two later, LEGO releases a new version of the same subject, same Millennium Falcon silhouette, different part count, same castle, new color palette. To LEGO, that's smart product refresh. To the resale market, it's a flood. Every re-release quietly resets buyer expectations. Why pay a premium for the old Falcon when a newer, cheaper, more detailed one just landed? Collections built on "this will never be made again" logic take the hit first, because that logic was never actually true. It was marketing. Second, the metric everyone uses to judge value, price per piece, is misleading, and it's quietly eroding collections built around it. A $200 set with 2,000 pieces looks like a bargain at 10 cents a piece, but piece count includes 1x1 plates, stickers, minifig accessories, and filler bricks that add volume without adding resale interest. Buyers who stockpiled sets purely because the price per piece math looked good are sitting on inventory the market never actually wanted, because collectors don't buy piece count. They buy design relevance. When that gap surfaces, value doesn't erode slowly, it corrects, sometimes overnight. Third, most collectors radically overestimate what mint condition is worth once someone else is deciding, not them. A sealed box with a single dented corner. A built set with one replaced piece from a different production run, invisible unless you know the mold seams. A box with sun fading so mild you'd need to compare it side by side to notice. None of this matters to a home collector living with the set. All of it matters enormously to a resale buyer comparing 5 other near identical listings. The secondary market doesn't grade on pretty good. It grades on provably perfect, and most collections, without anyone doing anything wrong, slowly fail that bar just by existing in a house instead of a climate-controlled vault. Fourth, the environment collections live in is actively working against their value in ways that take years to show up. A BS plastic yellows under ultraviolet exposure, not just direct sunlight, but ambient light through windows over time. Basements and garages introduce humidity swings that warp cardboard box structure, which resale buyers inspect first. Stacking boxes creates shelf wear and crush marks invisible at a glance, but immediately visible in the high-resolution photos resale platforms require. None of this is dramatic. There's no single moment of damage to notice. It's cumulative, quiet, and by the time a collector goes to sell, the deterioration has already been priced in by buyers who didn't even see it happen, they just see the result. Fifth, licensed themes carry an expiration date collectors rarely think about because it isn't printed on the box. LEGO's licenses with studios and franchises are contracts with end dates. When a license lapses or shifts, entire theme lines can quietly stop expanding, get deprioritized, or lose the marketing push that kept demand hot. A collection anchored heavily in one licensed universe isn't just exposed to LEGO's decisions, it's exposed to the licensing partner's decisions too, and those happen in boardrooms collectors never see. Sixth, the invest in retired sets narrative became so popular that it created its own oversupply. Years of investment-focused content told a generation of buyers to purchase multiples of hyped sets and hold them. That advice worked early when few people acted on it, but the more people who buy 2 or 3 of the same future Grail set, the more identical sealed boxes flood the resale market the moment retirement hits, all at once, all competing for the same buyers. The prophecy didn't just fail to come true for everyone, it actively undermined itself by being repeated too widely, too loudly. Seventh, and often the most overlooked, alternative. Brick manufacturers have gotten good enough that they're pulling demand away from originals in exactly the categories collectors thought were safest. Clone brands now produce near-identical builds, same subject matter, compatible bricks, a fraction of the price, good enough that casual buyers, who were never going to pay collector prices anyway, now have a real substitute. That doesn't touch a die-hard collector's original set directly, but it shrinks the pool of good enough buyers who used to prop up demand for mid-tier retired sets. And thinner demand pools are exactly where prices soften first. None of these 7 reasons are LEGO doing anything malicious. They are not even LEGO doing anything unusual. This is how collectibles markets work. In toys, in trading cards, in sneakers. Scarcity narratives are real until they are repeated enough to stop being scarce. Condition matters more than owners think until someone else is grading it. And storage damage does not announce itself. It just shows up in the final number. The collector checking that $94 listing tonight did not do anything wrong. He just believed a story that was true, right up until it collided with how markets actually behave.